know exactly what I'm talking about. And apparently, many people do watch the show. But then you got one sucker, and I had to get on Dr. Earl Fire Hutchinson about this because he was doing the same thing. I'm like, man, if you don't move on with your life, why are you worried about what I'm posting? You know, I see things on Facebook all the time where just don't really interest me. It's not really my cup of tea. Sometimes I see things, I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have posted that. I go on about my business. But that's because I'm secure in myself, in who I am, and what I think, and what I'm doing. So this guy, here's what he wrote, word for word. He writes, see, this is why you're not a serious reporter. You do nothing ish like this. We need real black men dealing with real issues of the black community, not no damn black ink. See why they took your soft issue ass off the radio. This is what this guy put on Facebook about, I think it was about 11 hours ago. And of course I had to politely redirect him. No, that's not why. And stop wasting my time, sucker. I see he actually replied to it. I haven't really replied to it, actually. What the hell? Wait. Listen. I'm going to say this from the top. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about what I post on social media. If you don't like it, just move on. How hard is that? And actually, my topic selection, well, let's just say that was never the issue with my former employers. In fact, they quite liked it, as a matter of fact. That was never the issue. But you see how people have little hidden resentments or issues, and then it comes out in some silly, sensitive way. Come on, man. Before you press send in social media, read it. I mean, get your lady to proofread it. Okay? This is some weak man stuff right here. And I really don't have time for it. I really don't. It tickles me, though. I'm like, damn, you know, you think that much about me? I appreciate that. He wrote something else. I got nothing against you personally. Now, when somebody says they got nothing against you personally, that means they got something against you personally. That's what that means. Just going off what I used to hear you talk about. And I is spelled E-Y-E. It just make it simple, man. You know, brevity, just put an I. Just put an I. Listen, I'm not the world's best speller, so I'm not trying to get on my homie right here. I'm just saying. It's a spelling hack. Just use the letter I. The hell? Got nothing against you personally, just going off what I used to hear you talk about on the show. I respect black men, but I also will tell my brothers when they've got nothing ish like that black ink ish you put up. This man's probably never spent any time in radio, but he wants to correct me about radio. Okay, brother. Yeah, it's the world we live in. See what we deal with? This is ridiculous. Oh, my God. So whenever I see something like, I'm just letting you know, because I know there's some haters in the audience listening right now. Whenever I see this kind of stuff, I know exactly where you're coming from. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, as my mother used to say. Happy birthday to Chairman Mom. And damn, I don't even know how old Chairman Mom is. I mean, once they get into the 60s, man, you know, people stop talking about it. Hey, it's my 66. People don't do that. That's what I've noticed. The older people get, it's like, the older you get with a birthday, it just kind of depends. Everyone's different. You have some people where it's like, yeah, I'm 47. Yeah, 47 today. Yay. And then other people are like, I don't even want, it's just another day. They don't even want to celebrate their birthdays. And you got some people where they celebrate the birthday, but they don't give you no number at all. So I have to travel back. Okay, how old am I? How old am I? Okay, I got it. But I'm definitely going to spend some time with Chairman Mom. Maybe take her out to eat with the wifey. Mother's Day coming up this weekend. Speaking of mother, man, R.I.P. to Afeni Shakur, who gave birth to one of the illest MCs that this country has ever seen. That would be Tupac Shakur. And as I understand it, she passed away, from what I'm reading, cardiac arrest, a heart attack. Very, very sad. Strong sister whose back was never broken. and had to bury her son, which is an incredible feat. If you're a parent, that's the last thing in this world that you ever want to do. Okay? I want to go before my kids go. I don't want to bury my children. No parent wants that. And her son was Tupac. And we still don't know who actually was the trigger man and murdered Tupac Shakur. There's all these speculations, and guess what? Law enforcement comes up. It's deep out here. So R.I.P. Afeni Shakur. And afterward, she basically worked very, very hard to make sure that her son's work was not just looked upon as just rap, but she really talked about like the social and political impact of the collective artistry of Tupac Shakur. Very, very sad. But as I tell everyone around me, life is a part of death. I think she was 67 years old. That's about 10 years, maybe somewhere between 5. I don't know what the exact number is on top of my head, but that's somewhere between 5 and 10 years less than the national average for black women. But that's a good long life. 67 years. It's a good long life. Life and death are intertwined. If you live, you are going to die. It's going to happen to each and every one of us. It's going to happen to me one day, and I realize that. But see, I was raised differently. And it's yet another reminder when I hear about these tragic deaths or a passing, number one, it's all about how you look at it. We all got that homecoming coming. We will all be judged. We're all going to make that transition to the great unknown. Some just go faster than the others. But it also makes me understand just how precious life is. Enjoy yourself today. Today is Wednesday, May 4th, 2016. Rhonda writes, I heard about that murder. It happened in Avondale. Reed Doo-Doo, I never knew his real name, but he was like 45, 46 when he got killed. A guy from the Justice Center put a hit on him. Right. And that's the name that I was given as well. Yeah. And so here's what the deal is. You got people like Christopher Smitherman. I'm only bringing his name up, not in any kind of disrespectful way, because he's a family man who I believe cares about the city. Okay, I don't have any ties to Christopher Smitherman whatsoever, but that's my honest opinion about him. Do I agree with every movie he's made? Hell no. Hell no. But I do believe that about Mr. Smitherman. Okay? Do I believe he's got larger political designs? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But don't we all? Okay? But my question for Mr. Smitherman and local law enforcement is, okay, what steps are you going to put in place to ensure that if people come forward, that their identities, their families, their well-being is safeguarded, is protected? Because I'm here to tell you, you can run down that, stop the snitching in the black community nonsense all you want to. That is not going to propel people to come forward and share information if they feel like their life is in danger. It's not going to happen. That needs to be addressed. Let's take a quick pause. We'll come right back. I'm not going anywhere. Very, very quick pause. My name is Nathan Ivey. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing? I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We have to win again. We have to know how to win. And we haven't won. We've been losing all the time. We lose with our military. We can't beat ISIS. We lose with trade. We lose with borders. We lose with everything. We're not going to lose. We're going to start winning again, and we're going to win big league. Believe me. So when I got back tonight and I started watching all of the different networks, I could see immediately that we were doing very well, and it really looks like a massive victory, and looks like we win all 57 delegates as far as.
From the beginning, I've said that I would continue on as long as there was a viable path to victory. Tonight, I'm sorry to say, it appears that path has been foreclosed. Together, we left it all on the field in Indiana. We gave it everything we've got. But the voters chose another path. And so, with a heavy heart, but with boundless optimism for the long-term future of our nation, we are suspending our campaign. But hear me now.
Yes.
I am not suspending our fight for liberty.
When we started this campaign, we were 60 points behind Secretary Clinton in national polls. Now, a few of the polls actually have us ahead. We're a few points down. And I'll tell you what is extremely exciting for me. And that is that in primary after primary, caucus after caucus, we end up winning the vote of people 45 years of age or younger. And that is important because it tells me that the ideas that we are fighting for are the ideas of the future of America.
So Bernie was a big winner in Indiana. Why wasn't Hillary able to take Indiana if she's the presumptive Democrat nominee? And I'll leave it to the Doogie Howsers, the smart cats, man, with nothing better to do to break down and analyze the numbers and how the political landscape has changed within the last 4 years. But that's interesting. John Kasich says, we can win this, people. He's going to stay in the race. He claims he's giving Republicans an option, okay, until it's no longer possible. So what does that mean? He says he's going to stay in the race until the convention, unless Donald Trump gets to this magical number of 1239, I believe it is, right? The number of electoral votes he would need to secure the Republican nomination, which I think he's pretty much did it. What's in it for Kasich to continue this race? He just looks like he's holding on. Like holding on to a relationship way past its utility. It's over. Okay? It's not working for you anymore, Kasich. I wonder what this man is like on a personal level. It's done. And he's hoping and hoping and hoping that there'll be a circus atmosphere. There'll be chaos. There'll be a contested election. And he might slip in there. I mean, clearly the man doesn't want to represent Ohio. He doesn't want to be the governor. And Kasich is an example of why, if you're running for, let's say, office, a new office, perhaps we should have a conversation that if you're holding one office, you have to give that office up. You have to vacate that office to run for another office. I mean, Kasich's been away from Ohio since what? About Thanksgiving of last year, about 200 days. He's been away from Ohio that much. So what does that prove to you? It proves to me that Ohio can operate without Governor John Kasich here. Clearly. His impact has not been felt whatsoever. Yesterday I gave you some details about the unemployment and underemployment of graduates, high school graduates and college graduates, which is a very, very important demographic. And Kasich is gallivanting around the country trying to get a better job. Not only should he have to reimburse the taxpayers, he's a Republican. Oh, I'm a great steward of taxpayer dollars.